Welcome to the Vegan Teacher Show. We have a new student in our class. His name is D'Angelo. Welcome to the Vegan Teacher's class. Let's see if he passed the oral assignment or if he gets a kick in the ass. Let's see how D'Angelo did on his oral presentation, everybody. We have a list of criteria here on the left. All right, so we're in ethics class, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's all kinds of stuff here. There's about 30 things, but we won't have time to go through all of them, unfortunately. But let's begin anyway. Step number 1. The student posted a video about that vegan teacher. That's good. He did that, which opened the door for some of their viewers to come to that vegan teacher's channel. Yeah. And potentially learn something about compassion towards animals. Congratulations, D'Angelo. You did exactly that. Maybe 1 or 2 of your 1 million followers will come over here, and maybe they will see what I'm all about, and they will learn to become vegan, and who knows, maybe that person one day will have 1 million followers who will all become vegan. So, good job. Congratulations to you. You get 1 check mark. Alrighty. So happy about that. Let's continue. Now we're talking about the egg industry, and we're just seeing how much of you talked about the egg industry in your presentation. Let's see. The student talked about how baby boy chicks are considered to be useless in the industry because they are never able to lay eggs, which results in them being murdered at just 1 day old by either being put in giant blenders, gassed to death, or being forced to suffocate slowly in giant bags with the weight and cries of their brothers surrounding them. I think you forgot to talk about the egg industry, D'Angelo. Yeah, so unfortunately we're gonna have to put an X there. So that would have been an important thing for kids to know about. Let's see, did you talk about the dairy industry? Let's see. The student talked about the exploitation of females in the dairy industry, that mothers are raped, that baby girl cows are forced to grow up to be milk machine slaves. I don't think that you talked about the dairy industry. No. So that's another X. Let's see, something else about the dairy industry. The exploitation of the males in that industry. The student talked about the exploitation of males, that they are tied down by animal abusers, where they are raped and forced to give their sperm without ever having any natural ability to be with a female of their own species. I think you failed to talk about that, how the males are exploited in the dairy industry. Let's put another X there. The student reminded his or her followers that baby boy cows do not want to be forcefully torn from their mothers and forced to be alone in small cages, waiting to be murdered and turned into veal sandwiches or burgers. No, I definitely know you did not talk about that in your presentation. So that's another X there, but don't worry, it's, it looks a bit disproportionate for now, but it could get better. Let's have a look, all right? The meat industry. The student talked about how horrible the meat industry is for pregnant and new mother pigs who are tortured by being unable to turn around in cages so tight that they go insane from the sadness and lack of ability to move. Yeah. In the movie Dominion, that's what we see, is how they're unable to turn around, these mother pigs. They just are, they're seen as a machine, as a commodity. So that's how they treat them. I know that you did not talk about that. That I would have really remembered. Did you talk about the wool industry, silk, fur, or honey at all? No, I don't think so. Those are all really important. Each of those has an entire essay to be done on each of those. Animal testing. Did you talk about animal testing? Cruelty-free products. And did you talk about ending dissection in the classroom? I don't think that was talked about either. No, I don't think. You know, one thing you could do is show some of the cruelty-free products that you have at your house. You just look for the symbol with the little V, like for vegan, and if you show those, that will give you a point, right? Well, another thing that will give you a point is if you're shown eating healthy vegan foods on camera, that's another point. So, you know, for people who are going to be doing presentations about that vegan teacher's videos, or just to show your audience that you have seen videos about me, just whatever reason you're doing it, to get more followers, whatever, you will be getting extra points if you show yourself eating healthy vegan foods, and of course losing points if you're showing yourself eating animals that were exploited. That's not funny at all. That's really, that you might even lose 2 points for each time you do that, maybe more. So I would encourage you not to do that, because it's just not kind. You know, the whole point of doing these presentations is to try to make the world a better place. Right. So the student made an effort to educate, we're talking about hunting now, her audience about the need to stop harming animals, that hunting and fishing are not family time. They are acts of premeditated murder. Did you talk about that? No. It's really important that we let people know that premeditated murder is not okay. Sitting there in a boat hoping to kill an innocent fish is not family time. Family time is going to a protest with signs. Yeah, signs like this. You know, signs that make people think a little bit about where did COVID come from. It didn't come from tofu, I'll tell you that. You know, signs like this, you bring these to a protest. Why love one but eat the other? Or you wear one of these on your backpack, you know, you plastify it, and no matter where you're walking, it bounces around and you can see it on both sides, you know. Why love one but eat the other? Isn't that cool? So you get extra points if you do that in a video. Show some of your, you know, pro-animal stuff. And if you show, for example, meat replacer product like this is a packaging, you know, you can just show that and say, hey, I'm going to try this, or I tried it. Any of these positive things will get you extra points. Good to remember in the future. Also, if you show a book, like any kind of book like this about veganism, this is great. I mean, this is actually a really cute book. You know, it has all little pictures, and it talks about all different kinds of things that you need to know. Sprouting, and where iron comes from, calcium, common legumes. I mean, look at that, you know? That's great. And this also, by the way, makes a great gift. This or any vegan book. Just to give somebody a book that they can use to help their brain and their heart. All right? It's good to know. All right, so let's see. We're talking about animal cruelty and the link to other forms of oppression such as sexism, racism, ableism, and ageism. Did you talk about that? I don't think so. The student raised awareness of the connection between all forms of discrimination and pointed out that those who claim to be oppressed should not stand on the windpipes of animals and expect sympathy while they themselves are the oppressors. That's important that you let people know that. We need to teach this to all of these minority groups who claim that they are victims. Are they victims? Yes. Are they oppressors? Yes. Can they change? Yes. Everybody can strive to be vegan. Just because you are oppressed, no matter what minority group you are, doesn't mean that you can't put your hand on the tofu instead of the beef. Okay, we don't want to hurt animals. We want to protect them. We want to eat plants. We can always speak out on behalf of the animals. If you see somebody hurting an animal, you can say something. Instead of buying the cow's milk, you buy the oat milk or the soy milk. And if you have no money and you're a teenager and you're in the house, you can try hard to convince your parents to buy these items. That's great too. Talking to people, dialoguing, encouraging them to look at the information, watch the important documentaries. All of these things will get you points. Let's see. Did you talk about the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics? The student reminded his or her audience that the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics confirms that a well-balanced diet is good for all stages of development, including pregnancy, lactation, children, teens, adults, seniors, and that nobody needs to eat chickens, cows, pigs, lamb, cheese, milk, eggs, or any other animal products, or their secretions to be healthy. Did you say any of those things in your presentation? I don't think you talked about any. I don't even think you mentioned a single animal now that I think of it. I could be wrong, but you know, for the future, talk about how we need to protect animals, talk about healthy foods that we can eat, talk about the ethics involved, and you will get some points. I think I missed one over there. I'll just put an extra one here. And let's see. The student acted as a role model and declared publicly that she will make strives to be as vegan as possible from now on. And in his or her presentation, encouraged the audience to do the same. D'Angelo, did you do that? Did you say, you know, I should probably try to be more vegan. In fact, I will. Hey, million subscribers. Let's all do this together. Did you say that? Oof, you missed a great opportunity. That's too bad. Let's see. Did the student talk about vegan fantastica, which is the opposite of vegan phobia? Someone who is vegan fantastic is either someone who is an ethical vegan already, or on their way to getting there by helping animal rights activists. So you see, D'Angelo, even though you might not be vegan, you could still have been vegan fantastic by helping people like me by saying, guys, you should check out that vegan teacher's channel, or you should watch this movie, Dominion. Now, you did show it. You showed the cover, right? That was good. I'm going to give you a point for that, actually. I really like that you showed people in your video what the front page of Dominion Movement looked like, that baby cow. And for those of you who don't know, you go to watchdominion.com, in all one word, watchdominion.com. Okay, I gotta figure out, I gotta compose a good song for that. But anyway, so I like that you did that, but unfortunately, you didn't open it and show them any of what was going on in there. You didn't talk about how important it is that all of your fans, followers, go to watch that documentary. Now, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you say, this is actually a really good documentary, guys? It's because you didn't see it yourself, did you? Yeah, that's a shame. I'm going to have to put an X on that because you missed a really good opportunity there to open the documentary. Or even if you didn't want to show some of the graphic stuff that goes on, which is basically just whatever's on your plate. It's dead on your plate anyway. Bacon, chicken, ham, beef, all of it. These are dead animals. So why would you not open the video to see these dead animals when you have them on your plate anyway? I don't get it. So next time, you either show the graphic footage because people need to see it so that they will change, so that they can make informed decisions, or you talk about it. Or you present healthy vegan foods. Or you can also do something like show a menu from a vegan restaurant and help promote vegan businesses. Now, I'm here in Montreal, and this is a bilingual, because we speak English and French up here, bilingual menu. And this restaurant is kind of like, you know, fast food style. You walk up to the counter and you ask for things and you get burgers and you can't tell the difference. They're really delicious. So that's another way you could have got a point. But you didn't show a menu as far as I saw. So that's another X, unfortunately. So D'Angelo, let's see, at the end of your presentation, the student thanked animal rights activists for their consistent work ethic as they work tirelessly for innocent victims who never did one single thing wrong to any of all of us ever. Did you thank any animal rights activists in your video? Did you say thank you to these kind-hearted people, all of my students who every single day are brave enough to be vegan? I don't think you did. I don't think you acknowledged anything. Another thing you could have done is at the end when you said thank you, you could have showed some art that you did. I'm just going to show you something here. For example, you could have showed a pillow that you painted that says be brave, be vegan. Now, why do you have to be brave to be vegan, D'Angelo? Anybody else know? Because it takes guts to go against the grain, doesn't it? It takes somebody special to make a positive video about that vegan teacher and all of the good things that all animal rights activists are doing. So next time, D'Angelo, when you do an oral presentation for our class, I encourage you to switch these around, okay? So right now, you had a couple of check marks and mostly X's. Next time that you do a presentation, or anybody else who does a presentation for class, remember these criteria. It has to be positive. It has to be talking about the animals and how we can help them, showing vegan foods. You can sing a song about animals. You know, you can do a dance if you want about animals. All right? You can even show, if you have a dog or a cat in the house, you can show how much it's wonderful to love animals, and then make the link with the audience about how if you love cats and dogs, you should also love chickens, cows, and pigs. Because in all the same ways that matter, they're the same, right? Thank you for coming to class. I appreciated your presentation anyway. And don't forget, everybody, you can always do activism wherever you are. Looking forward to doing my next evaluation. Who am I going to be evaluating next? I don't know. Take care, D'Angelo. Do, 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 do.